Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. This time, we're going to be exploring relaxation techniques.
Ooh, relaxing. I like it.
We've got some great info to dive into from the Mayo Clinic and the World Health Organization.
Sounds like a recipe for some serious chill time.
I'm thinking if you're out there listening and juggling work, family, life's curveballs,
Yeah.
maybe even you,
Oh, for sure. I think we can all relate to that.
we're going to unpack how these techniques can help you manage all that stress and just feel better overall.
Absolutely. That's such a relatable scenario. And both sources really hit on understanding stress first.
That makes sense, like before you can fix something, got to know what you're dealing with, right?
Exactly. It's easy to think of stress as this enemy, like stress, be gone. But the WHO points out it's actually a natural human response, you know?
So it's not always a bad thing.
Right. It's how we react to all the stuff life throws at us, how our bodies and minds handle the pressure.
Okay, so maybe not trying to eliminate stress completely, but more like learning to handle it better.
Exactly. The key takeaway is that stress, in small doses, can actually be beneficial. It can give you the motivation to tackle things, overcome obstacles.
Huh, so like a little bit of pressure can actually be a good thing.
The WHO even mentions that it can make us more alert and focused.
Okay, interesting. So a little stress can be good, but
Yeah.
where's that line? When does it become harmful?
That's the thing. The WHO makes it clear that everyone experiences and responds to stress so differently. It's when those demands, all that pressure, exceed our ability to cope that it starts to negatively impact our well-being.
Right, like when it just becomes too much to handle.
It can really affect us mentally and physically, leading to things like anxiety, fatigue, sleep problems,
Huh.
even digestive issues.
That's where those relaxation techniques come in, I bet. Not just about feeling peaceful and calm, but actually giving us tools to deal with those overwhelming stress moments.
You got it. The Mayo Clinic talks about it as a process that lessens the effects of stress on both the mind and body.
I like that, like a toolbox full of different strategies for dealing with stressful situations.
Exactly.
And the Mayo Clinic points out some pretty cool benefits, too, beyond just feeling relaxed. They mention things like a slowed heart rate, lower blood pressure, improved digestion.
Don't forget better sleep, increased confidence, improved concentration, all of which contribute to just a better quality of life overall.
You know what? I've actually noticed that when I'm super stressed, it's harder to fall asleep. I get more headaches, my stomach gets upset more easily, so it makes sense that these techniques could help break that cycle.
They can for sure. And the Mayo Clinic emphasizes that these techniques are most effective when they're combined with other positive coping methods.
So it's like a whole lifestyle approach, not just a quick fix.
Exactly. Incorporating those techniques into a life that prioritizes healthy habits, exercise, balanced diet, strong social connections,
Right, it's not like meditating for 10 minutes is going to magically make all your stress disappear.
Exactly. And the WHO, they echo this idea, emphasizing healthy lifestyle choices, regular physical activity, a balanced diet, good sleep.
Okay, so we know relaxation techniques are important, but let's be real. Life gets busy. How do we fit this into our already packed schedules?
That's a great point, and a common concern. The good news is that a lot of these techniques can be learned and practiced on your own, even if you only have a few minutes here and there.
So it's about finding those little pockets of time and using them strategically. But with all the different techniques out there, where do we even begin?
Both the Mayo Clinic and WHO emphasize that the common thread through all these techniques is focus and awareness.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So whether you're focusing on your breath, on a specific sensation in your body, or on a calming image, the goal is to shift your attention away from those stressful thoughts and bring yourself into the present moment.
Makes sense, like hitting the pause button on all the mental chatter. So let's get specific. The Mayo Clinic lists several techniques. One that caught my eye is autogenic relaxation. What exactly is that?
Autogenic relaxation. Oh, that's a good one. It's where you use both visual imagery and body awareness to kind of bring on a state of deep relaxation.
Ooh, sounds intriguing.
It taps into that mind-body connection. You focus on specific sensations like warmth and heaviness in different parts of your body.
So like a combination of visualization and being really aware of what's going on physically.
You got it. So you might picture yourself in a peaceful setting, like a beach or a forest, and at the same time focus on feeling warmth and heaviness in your arms and legs.
Sounds incredibly relaxing.
Well,
Now, the Mayo Clinic also mentions progressive muscle relaxation. Is that the one where you tense and release different muscle groups?
yes, you tense and release, tensing and releasing. It's based on the idea that by doing this consciously, You become more aware of the difference between tension and relaxation.
Makes sense, like really feeling that contrast.
Exactly, and that can help you identify and release muscle tension you might not even realize you're holding.
I've heard about that, never tried it though. Any tips for a newbie?
Oh, absolutely. A good place to start is finding a quiet spot where you can lie down or sit comfortably. Starting with your toes, tense the muscles in that area for, say, 5 seconds. Really focus on that feeling. Then slowly release the tension and just notice that feeling of relaxation flooding in.
So it's a gradual thing, working your way up from your toes to your head.
You got it. And the Mayo Clinic also points to visualization as a powerful technique, creating detailed mental images of calming places or experiences, engaging all your senses to make it feel real.
This one I've tried. I love imagining myself on a beach, feeling the warm sand, hearing the waves, smelling the salty air. It's like a mini mental vacation.
That's the beauty of it. You create whatever scene brings you peace. A forest, a mountain, a cozy cabin. Just fully immerse yourself using all your senses.
Like painting a picture of relaxation in your mind.
Precisely. The Mayo Clinic mentions a whole bunch of other techniques too. Deep breathing exercises, massage therapy, meditation, tai chi, yoga, and even biofeedback.
Wow, so many options. Sounds like anyone can find something that works for them. But how do you know which one's right for you?
That's a great question. And the Mayo Clinic emphasizes that finding what works best is an individual journey. There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
So if one doesn't resonate with me, I should try something else, not give up on relaxation altogether.
Exactly. Maybe you're drawn to the physical sensations of progressive muscle relaxation, or the immersive experience of visualization, or maybe you find peace in the rhythm of deep breathing, or the movements of Tai Chi.
It's all about finding what helps you feel most relaxed and figuring out how to make it a part of your life.
Exactly, finding your own personal relaxation style. And even a few minutes of dedicated relaxation time can make a world of difference.
It's not about carving out hours from your busy schedule, but just fitting those moments in where you can.
Absolutely, just those little pockets of peace throughout the day, moments where you can hit pause and recharge. And speaking of making relaxation a consistent part of your routine, the Mayo Clinic has some really great advice about making those techniques, stick. They say it's like any skill. The more you practice, the better you become.
Like building those relaxation muscles.
Exactly. And as you practice, you get more in tune with those subtle signs of stress in your body and mind.
So it's not just reacting when you're already overwhelmed, but catching those early warning signs.
You got it. It's about noticing that tension in your shoulders, the short breaths, the racing thoughts, and using a technique to stop it from getting worse.
Like having a secret weapon against stress. You spot the signs and deploy your relaxation technique of choice.
Absolutely. And remember, finding what works for you is key. The Mayo Clinic points out there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
So if one technique isn't doing it for me, I should try a different one, not give up on relaxation altogether.
Precisely. Maybe you're drawn to those physical sensations of progressive muscle relaxation or getting lost in a visualization. Or maybe you find solace in the rhythm of deep breathing or the flow of Tai Chi.
So many options. It's like a buffet of relaxation techniques, just got to find the ones that suit your taste.
Exactly. And remember, even a few minutes can make a difference.
It's about those little pockets of peace, those moments where you can hit pause and recharge.
Speaking of pockets, you can literally carry those relaxation techniques with you wherever you go.
Oh, I like where you're going with this.
Think about it.
Yeah.
You can practice deep breathing in line at the store, use visualization to calm your nerves before a big presentation, listen to a guided meditation on your commute.
It's about taking back those little moments that stress tries to steal and turning them into opportunities for rejuvenation.
And speaking of rejuvenation, let's not forget about sleep. Both the Mayo Clinic and the WHO, they emphasize how crucial sleep is for managing stress and just overall well-being.
It's like hitting the reset button for your mind and body. But honestly, getting enough sleep can be tough in today's world.
Oh, for sure. The demands of work, family, life, it can all eat into our sleep time. But the WHO stresses the importance of good sleep hygiene. Having a regular sleep schedule, creating a good sleep environment, avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed.
So it's not just about how many hours you sleep, but the quality of that sleep too.
Exactly. And this is where those relaxation techniques can be so helpful. Adding them to your bedtime routine signals to your body and mind, okay, time to wind down.
Makes sense. I can see how doing something like progressive muscle relaxation or a guided meditation would be perfect for that. It's about easing into sleep, not forcing it.
You got it. And remember, relaxation is an ongoing practice, a commitment to taking care of yourself.
It's not about being perfect at it, but about consistently making the effort to prioritize your mental and emotional health.
Exactly. And both the Mayo Clinic and the WHO highlight how interconnected our physical, mental, and emotional well-being is.
Like they're all woven together.
When we neglect one, it affects the others. So taking care of our mental and emotional health through things like relaxation, it's not just about feeling good. It's about supporting our physical health too.
It's about recognizing that well-being is this holistic thing, right?
Absolutely. And those relaxation techniques, they offer a powerful path to that holistic well-being. Speaking of paths, the WHO also outlines some additional strategies for managing stress beyond the specific techniques we've been discussing.
Oh, I'm all ears.
They emphasize a balanced lifestyle. Regular exercise, nutritious diet, enough sleep, it's setting the foundation for a resilient life, one that can better handle stress.
We know those things are important, but easy to let slip when life gets hectic.
For sure. And they also stress the importance of social connection. Humans are social beings. We thrive on connection and support.
Especially when we're stressed, reaching out to loved ones can make a huge difference.
It's like having a built-in stress buffer. And on the other hand, the WHO cautions against too much exposure to stressful news.
Especially these days, when we're constantly bombarded with information.
You got to be mindful of what you consume and set boundaries to protect your mental and emotional well-being.
It's like creating a mental sanctuary where the negativity can't reach you.
You know, looking at these sources, it's clear that relaxation isn't just some luxury. It's a vital part of a healthy and fulfilling life.
It's about giving ourselves the tools and strategies to deal with those ups and downs and to cultivate that inner peace and resilience to get through anything.
And that brings up something important that the Mayo Clinic stresses. While relaxation techniques can be super beneficial, they might not be right for everyone.
Really? I hadn't thought of that.
Specifically, they caution that people with certain mental health conditions, especially those with a history of trauma, might experience some emotional discomfort during certain techniques.
That's good to know. So it's always smart to talk to a healthcare professional if you're not sure if a technique is right for you.
Exactly. They can help you find the most appropriate and safe approach to relaxation and stress management. It's a reminder that self-care is a personal journey, and sometimes we need the guidance of experts to help us along the way.
Speaking of guidance, I think it's time to get practical. Let's explore some tips for actually incorporating these techniques into our daily lives.
Love it. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty of making relaxation a real, accessible part of our routines.
Making relaxation a real part of life, not just something we talk about, right?
Exactly. It's about giving yourself the tools to create a life where well-being and inner peace are priorities. The Mayo Clinic says the first step is to really pinpoint those times when you feel the most stressed or overwhelmed.
Like a stress audit of your day.
Exactly. Notice when your shoulders tense up, your breath gets shallow, your mind starts racing with worries. Once you've got those stress hotspots identified, then you can brainstorm ways to work in those relaxation techniques.
So, say my morning commute is always stressful. I could plan ahead, have a technique ready to go, like a calming podcast or some deep breathing exercises.
Exactly. Or if work gets crazy, those scheduled breaks we talked about become even more important. Even a few minutes away from your desk, some gentle stretches, a calming piece of music can help reset your system.
It's like giving yourself permission to hit pause, prioritize your well-being, even when everything's hectic.
And don't forget the power of a relaxing environment. Maybe a dedicated space in your home to unwind, or just adding elements of relaxation to your everyday surroundings.
I love that idea. A dedicated space, maybe a corner with soft lighting, calming scents, a comfy chair where I can read or listen to music.
Sounds perfect. It doesn't have to be fancy. Even small things, dimming the lights, some plants, essential oils, can create that sense of tranquility.
It's like making your surroundings a refuge from the stress, a place to reconnect with yourself.
Exactly. And we can't forget sleep, right? We've talked about it a lot, but it's so foundational for managing stress and feeling good overall.
You know, I used to think sleep was something I could sacrifice when I was busy, but I've realized how much it affects my mood, my energy, even how I deal with stress.
Sleep deprivation really takes a toll on our resilience. The WHO emphasizes healthy sleep habits. A consistent sleep schedule, making your bedroom dark and quiet and cool, avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed.
So it's the quality of sleep, not just the quantity that matters.
Absolutely. And remember how we talked about those relaxation techniques as part of your bedtime routine?
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
It's about easing into sleep, not trying to force it. Those pre-sleep rituals can make a huge difference in how well you sleep, and that, in turn, helps you manage stress during the day.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I think it's clear that relaxation isn't about pampering yourself or ignoring reality. It's about creating a lifestyle that prioritizes well-being, that gives you tools to handle life's challenges with grace and resilience.
It's about recognizing you deserve to feel calm and centered, that relaxation isn't a luxury but a necessity for a healthy and fulfilling life. It's about taking charge of your mental and emotional health.
It's been fascinating exploring these techniques and strategies with you. We've covered so much, from understanding stress to making relaxation part of everyday life. I hope our listeners feel inspired to give it a try.
And remember, it's a journey. There will be good days and tough days. Days when those calming techniques flow effortlessly and days when stress takes over. Be kind to yourself. Keep practicing. Celebrate those moments of peace when they come.
Beautifully said. And as always, we'd love to hear from you. Share your experiences, your favorite techniques, any questions you have over on social media. Until next time, take care and happy relaxing.